I don't know. Didn't expect that, but obviously a lot of memories here, a lot of history. Just super grateful and thankful, for the time.
Before LeBron James ever played an NBA game, he was already famous. Not promising, not upcoming. Famous. At 17 years old, his high school games were on national television. His jersey sold before he had one, and the words "Chosen One" were printed on his back. Not by fans, but by expectation. Most athletes chase greatness. LeBron had to escape failure. This is the story of a man who turned his body into a machine, his mind into a general manager, and his name into a global institution. A player who refused to be owned by the league, refused to peak early, and refused to fade quietly. Most stories ask whether LeBron is the greatest. Today we're asking something more unsettling. How did he last this long, at this level, while carrying this much weight? Like and subscribe as we break this down for you. LeBron Raymond James was born on December 30th, 1984, in Akron, Ohio. He was raised by his mother, Gloria James, who had him at 16. Those early years were hard, with frequent moves and financial stress, but they also created the toughness and focus he still shows today. This background comes from widely reported profiles and his own retellings over the years. By the time he reached St. Vincent St. Mary High School, his talent had become a local, then national story. The main thing that changed his trajectory wasn't just talent, it was structure. Practices, schedules, and coaching that gave him a safe lane to grow. As a teenager, he became the most hyped high school basketball prospect in the modern era, and in 2003, he entered the NBA as the #1 overall pick. From that moment, he was more than a player. He was a platform. Right out of high school, LeBron had massive shoe offers. He chose Nike not for the biggest short-term check, but for the long-term runway. That call paid off. In December 2015, Nike announced a lifetime deal with him, the first publicly announced lifetime agreement in its history, and according to ESPN reporting, the largest single athlete guarantee the company had ever made. While Nike never released the exact figure, his business partner Maverick Carter later signaled the popular understanding. The value is over $1 billion across the life of the deal. This is the pattern you'll see over and over with LeBron. He favors long-tail value over short-term cash. The shoe line and the lifetime agreement created predictable, decades-long cash flow and an innovation platform at Nike HQ, including the LeBron James Innovation Center, that outlives any single season. His breakthrough wasn't one game or one title. It was the way he kept adding chapters. Cleveland to Miami, 2 championships, back to Cleveland, ending the city's title drought. Then to Los Angeles for a championship and a second career in media and investments. The basketball story is legendary, but the business story is what powers the lifestyle you asked about. A signature example is Blaze Pizza. In 2012, LeBron and partners invested less than $1 million into the then new fast casual chain and grew with it. By 2017, after a private equity investment valued the company around $250 million, ESPN estimated his stake at $35 to $40 million, plus franchise locations, around 19 over the years, that created ongoing income. He had walked away from a McDonald's extension to back Blaze as an owner, not just an endorser. That is the LeBron template, equity over ads. Another key move came in 2011. He traded marketing rights with Fenway Sports Group, FSG, for roughly 2% of Liverpool FC. In 2021, he converted that position into about 1% of FSG, scaling up from one soccer club to a multi-team sports empire, Red Sox, Penguins, NESN, and other holdings. With FSG valued near $13 billion in 2024, several analyses peg LeBron's slice north of $100 million, some estimates near $129 million for 1% at those marks. That's compounding at work. To control his own story, he co-founded the Spring Hill Company with Maverick Carter. In October 2021, Redbird Capital, FSG, Nike, and Epic Games took a significant minority stake at a approximately $725 million valuation, while LeBron and Carter kept control. Spring Hill makes films, series, branded content, and IP that earns on its own, and lifts every other deal he touches. Today, he is not just a superstar, he's a billionaire, Forbes 2025, whose income doesn't depend only on playing minutes. The Nike lifetime deal adds stability. Blaze Pizza provided a 30 to 40 times return on the original check. The FSG stakes scales with an entire sports empire. Spring Hill is a media/IP engine valued in the hundreds of millions. That mix, annuity like cash flow, plus growth equity, plus owned IP, is why he can spend years building a custom Beverly Hills compound without worrying about the next paycheck. LeBron James's real estate portfolio isn't about showing off. It's a carefully planned series of upgrades designed to support his family, his work, and his long-term vision. His most ambitious project is the massive Beverly Hills compound now under construction. He bought the 2.5-acre property for about $36.75 million in 2020, then demolished the original 1930s mansion in 2023 after securing permits. By 2024 to 2025, aerial photos showed the new multi-structure estate taking shape, a custom-built residence designed for privacy, production work, recovery spaces, and long-term family living. This will likely become the center of the LeBron James universe, a private home base built exactly to his needs. Before Beverly Hills, his primary Los Angeles home was his 2017 Brentwood mansion, a modern 15,846 square foot property he purchased for $23 million. With 8 bedrooms, an elevator, a full gym and spa complex with steam and sauna, a home theater, an Onyx bar, outdoor kitchen, and top-tier security, this house was built for performance and family life. It gave him space to train, rest, host friends and teammates, and operate comfortably during his Lakers tenure. This home represented peak convenience, everything he needed in one place. Even earlier, he experimented with the Los Angeles market through a 2015 Brentwood purchase, a 9,400-plus square foot home he bought for about $20.99 million and later sold in 2021 for $19.6 million. Although the sale showed a small loss on paper, the move was strategic. It allowed him to learn the neighborhood, live in Los Angeles while still playing in Cleveland, and use the property as a temporary base until he found something better. Once the larger 2017 Brentwood property and the Beverly Hills opportunity appeared, he moved forward, showing that for him, real estate decisions are about timing and long-term fit, not chasing quick profits. Still, the most personal property he owns is far from California. In his hometown of Akron/Bath Township, Ohio, sits his approximately 30,000 square foot estate, built on land he bought at just 18 years old. Often valued between $9 to $10 million, this mansion is filled with amenities: a full movie theater, recording studio, 2-lane bowling alley, barbershop, sports bar, and multiple entertainment areas. This is his legacy property, the home that keeps him rooted to where he came from and symbolizes his commitment to his community. Even after moving to Miami, Cleveland again, and Los Angeles, he never let this one go. His time in Miami adds another smart chapter. During the Heat era, he owned a waterfront Coconut Grove mansion that he bought for $9 million in 2010. The home had more than 12,000 square feet, with a rooftop deck, infinity pool, private dock space, and luxurious indoor features. When he sold it in 2015 for $13.4 million, he walked away with a multi-million-dollar profit. Years later, the same home sold again for $18.5 million, proving his timing was spot on. Even after he moved on, the property continued to appreciate. When you look at all of his properties together, the strategy becomes clear. He enters A-plus cities with strong long-term demand. He upgrades deliberately, choosing homes that support his current chapter, whether that's training for championships, raising a family, or building a media empire. And he exits properties once they've served their role, rolling those moves into even better opportunities. The results speak for themselves. Ohio anchors his legacy, Brentwood supports his work and daily life, and Beverly Hills is becoming his all-in-one headquarters for family, business, and the future. Moving on to his exotic car collection, every vehicle in it serves a distinct purpose, almost like each one plays its own position on a championship team. Altogether, the collection is valued at roughly $4.5 million to $6 million, especially as the rare hypercars in his garage continue to appreciate in 2026. At the heart of the lineup are the Italian exotics, machines built for pure excitement and presence. The Ferrari 458 Spider, $260,000, and the Ferrari F430 Spider, $190,000, are the stars in that category. Lightweight, high revving, and designed to make every drive feel like a celebration of speed. In earlier years, he was also known to have a Ferrari 599 Fiorano GTO, a front-engine V12 Grand Tourer that delivers effortless power. While it retailed for around $450,000, its rarity has pushed its collector value toward the $2 million mark. These cars aren't just about going fast. They're about emotion, sound, and style. But he's practical too. For a car he can actually enjoy often without worrying about reliability, he leans on the Porsche 911 Turbo S, $210,000. It's blisteringly quick, yet comfortable and composed enough for daily use. When he wants to arrive quietly but unmistakably as a VIP, he turns to his luxury flagships, the Mercedes-Maybach 57S, $380,000, which famously carried the KNG of OH license plate, and the Rolls-Royce Phantom, $500,000, gifted to him by Shaquille O'Neal. These aren't just cars, they're rolling statements of prestige and respect. For long, relaxed drives where comfort matters as much as performance, he has the Bentley Continental GT, $235,000, a car that blends plush interiors with strong touring power. Then there are the vehicles that reflect his personal journey and public image. The Kia K900 $60,000 Mush, for example, remains in his garage as a nod to his years as a Kia brand ambassador. Proof he values loyalty as much as luxury. The GMC Hummer EV, $110,000, with its nearly 1,000 horsepower top spec, highlights his interest in the future of performance and electric innovation. And sitting proudly among all the modern metal is a 1975 Chevy Impala, $30,000, a tribute to classic American car culture and a reminder of where he came from. Some lists even note that he once had access to a Porsche 918 Spider, a rare hybrid hypercar that blends electric motors with a high-revving V8. Originally priced at $845,000, these have become massive investment pieces, with recent 2026 auction records seeing them climb as high as $2 million to $4 million. Put simply, the Ferraris and Porsche represent engineering excellence. The Maybach and Rolls handle big moment arrivals. The Kia shows brand loyalty. The Hummer EV and 918 Spider point toward the future, and the 75 Impala keeps him grounded in his roots. It's a collection that mirrors his personality, intentional, versatile, and never flashy just for the sake of being flashy. Beyond being a global superstar and one of the most successful athletes of his generation, LeBron James is also a devoted family man. He married his high school sweetheart, Savannah, and together they've built a tight, grounded home life. Their children, Bronny, Bryce, and Juri, shape his schedule just as much as basketball does. In June 2024, Bronny was drafted by the Los Angeles Lakers with the 55th pick. And later that fall, father and son shared the court, making NBA history as the first father-son duo to play on the same team. The rest of the family watched courtside, witnessing a moment few athletes ever experience. Meanwhile, Bryce is developing his own path at the college level, and Juri continues to bring her personality and spark to the family's public moments. LeBron often writes #JamesGang on his shoes, a small reminder that everything he's built, on and off the court, begins and ends with them. Because he grew up without his father, present tense parenting is a priority. He celebrates their milestones, but he keeps the guardrails up. Enough public pride to inspire, enough privacy to protect. That balance has helped the family move through huge public moments without being consumed by them. A star at his level faces non-stop pressure, GOAT debates, nightly attention, and constant comparisons to other legends. What stands out is how measured he is in public. Interviews stay calm. Social posts avoid chaos. The goal is to keep the focus on basketball, business, and family, not drama. Even with viral numbers people love to quote, like how much he spends on his body, he tends to shrug at exact figures and point back to habits. Sleep, recovery, soft tissue work, day-to-day discipline. That approach is why he's still playing at a high level 2 decades in. In the world of sports, there are 2 ways to handle fame. You can build a quiet shield, or you can become a global corporation, and with every choice is a public battle. For LeBron, this reached a boiling point in January 2026, following a bombshell report about an internal war within the Lakers. The drama centers on Jeannie Buss, who reportedly grew frustrated with the outsized control LeBron and his agency, Clutch Sports, held over the team. The friction stems from two major flashpoints: the disastrous Russell Westbrook trade in 2021, which Jeannie felt LeBron didn't take enough responsibility for, and the 2024 drafting of his son Bronny, a move insiders say felt like an unappreciated favor. The situation is even more complicated now that the Buss family has sold the team to billionaire Mark Walter for a record $10 billion. While Jeannie stays on as governor, the team is clearly shifting its focus toward a new era led by Luka Doncic. This has left LeBron in a strange power struggle. He's an aging legend in a house that is no longer his, navigating a front office that is tired of his influence. LeBron is more than a global sports icon and, as Forbes confirmed in 2025, a billionaire. His legacy comes from how every part of his life fits together into one powerful system. On the basketball court, he has delivered championships in multiple cities, broken the all-time NBA scoring record, and created moments that moved entire fan bases around the world. At home, he has built a steady family life, highlighted by the unforgettable milestone of sharing an NBA court with his son Bronny, something no other father-son duo had achieved at that level. In business, his impact is just as big: a lifetime Nike deal that guarantees income for decades, an early Blaze Pizza investment that turned under $1 million into tens of millions, a valuable ownership position within Fenway Sports Group that grows alongside a massive sports empire, and the Spring Hill Company, a media and production powerhouse valued at roughly $725 million, with partners like Nike, FSG, and Epic Games. His real estate portfolio follows that same thoughtful strategy, including a custom mega mansion under construction in Beverly Hills, a luxury Brentwood home fully equipped for recovery and hosting, and a huge Akron estate that keeps him connected to his roots. Together, these pieces, elite performance, long-term ownership, a strong personal platform, and committed family life, create a legacy that looks effortless from the outside because every part reinforces the others. In the near term, watch the Beverly Hills compound finish out. It will be more than a house, it will be a campus, training a few steps away, recovery on site, meeting rooms and production spaces in the same footprint. That setup minimizes wasted time and keeps focus where he wants it. Expect Spring Hill to keep expanding with partners like Nike, Epic, and FSG, turning athlete stories and cultural ideas into series, films, and brand platforms. Because LeBron and Maverick Carter kept control, they can be picky, saying yes only to projects that add long-term value. As for ownership in a future sports plays, with his FSG stake already in place, any growth or new acquisitions in that empire automatically lift his exposure. He has spoken openly about a desire to own an NBA team one day. While current players can't own NBA teams, the groundwork he has laid suggests the door will be open when the time and rules allow. The simplest way to understand LeBron's world is this: the luxury you see, the mansions, the cars, the travel, is the byproduct. The machine is ownership. He asks the same questions on every deal. Does this give me equity or just income? Does it improve my platform or just my profile? Will it pay me later, not only now? Because he keeps answering those questions the right way, the lifestyle takes care of itself. If you gained value from this deep dive into LeBron James' empire, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss the next breakdown. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.